Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, all. As most of you are aware, the Katsina State Government had signed a memorandum of understanding with the federal government of Nigeria on December 8th, I think 2020, on the use of then Federal Medical Center Katsina as a teaching hospital to train medical students that will be training to become doctors and other healthcare professionals by the Umaru Musa University. Now in December 2021, a year after signing the memorandum of understanding, the President of the Federal Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, graciously approved the request by the Katsina State Government to seal the memorandum of understanding that had earlier been signed between the federal government and the Katsina State Government. With that approval by Mr. President, it became effective that now the Federal Medical Center is no more a Federal Medical Center, but will now be addressed as a Federal Teaching Hospital. Now that approval for change of name was finally granted on 30th of June 2022 by the Honorable Minister of Health for the conversion and change of name from Federal Medical Center Katsina to Federal Teaching Hospital Katsina. And therefore we are on a transition period now whereby all our communications now were addressed as Federal Teaching Hospital after June 30th, 2022. And you will notice that we've even started changing the signpost that we have around the hospital to address us as Federal Teaching Hospital. Now, one of the requirements to train medical students is that the hospital was have outposts that are primary healthcare centers that will be used for training of medical students and other healthcare professionals in community medicine, that is public health, so that they will appreciate as healthcare providers the contribution that they will give in ensuring that the safety of the general public is ensured as against the individualistic care that we provide within the hospital. Now, the Katsina State Government had earlier on in 2020 has given approval to the Federal Medical Center, then now Federal Teaching Hospital Katsina, to take over the Comprehensive Health Center Mashi and use it as a community outpost. So that is the first community outpost that we have. Comprehensive Health Center Mashi is now under the governance of Federal Teaching Hospital Katsina. Now January 2022, we completely took over that facility. And in that facility now, the healthcare workers that are providing services are now staff of the Federal Teaching Hospital Katsina. We have a medical superintendent, who is Dr. Abdulkadir Isa, that is here to my left. We also have an administrator, that is Atahil, that is here from. And we have set up outpatient clinics in that facility, have set up the labor room, and now provide 24-hour services. We have even set up now the theater, and so because it's a comprehensive health center, they are allowed to carry out some minor procedures, and so all cesarean sections now, appendectomies, and minor surgeries like herniorrhaphies, that is repair of hernia, are all done at Mashi General Hospital. And so it has reduced the flow of patients from that zone coming into Katsina because of the shortage of human resource that is available in hard-to-reach areas. Now but our staff have to be transported from here to Mashi, and the bus that the hospital had previously was over 20 years old, and so was given a lot of difficulties and breaking down a lot on the road. So we requested the Katsina State Government to assist the hospital with a bus that will be used for conveying our workers from Katsina to Mashi. And 2 days ago, His Excellency graciously informed us that a brand new 30-seater coaster bus that has been procured by the Katsina State government has just been delivered to Katsina. And so yesterday we were at the government house where the bus was handed over to the management of Federal Teaching Hospital Katsina. And this is the bus, a brand new 30-seater bus. Now you also observe, and I believe most of you were around, when the Katsina State government started the construction of medical student hostels and the lecture halls and laboratories that is going on now in the site of the College of Health Sciences. So the university has also advertised for the first set of medical students that will be taken by the Muhammadu Buhari University. And I was informed that even the post-UTME examination has taken place. So it's just the admission process now. So the reality of people from this part of the country to have an additional medical school that will also be capable of producing experts and specialists in medical care, and it's also now being realized. The university is also working towards establishing other schools that will provide training for other healthcare professionals, including nursing, radiography, medical laboratory sciences, and pharmaceutical services. And I'm sure all this will be unveiled in the nearest future. So I think for us is one, to appreciate His Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for approving the use of this facility to be used as the teaching hospital for training of medical students. Also to appreciate our supervisors, the Honorable Minister of Health, for the Federal Ministry of Health, staff of Federal Ministry of Health, for all the assistance that they've given in ensuring that this becomes a reality. Of course, we have to appreciate His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, and his Executive Council for being dogged in pursuing that this conversion has finally taken place and the marriage has been solemnized, so that the marriage between the Muhammadu Buhari University and Federal Teaching Hospital Katsina is now here, not to be dissolved forever. And also we wish to appreciate His Excellency for the bus that he has given us. It has removed a lot of headaches from us, of everyday reports of the bus has broken down on the road, and particularly the fuel consumption, because it was an old bus, it was consuming too much fuel, and we are spending a lot from overhead to service and to maintain that bus. Now it will be easier for us to transport our personnel to Mashi. We also wish to appreciate the board of the Federal Medical Center Katsina for being dogged and all the hours that they've put in ensuring that this has become reality. Now there is the Katsina Elders Forum under the chairmanship of the Maradem Katsina, Muhammadu Buhari. They have been part and parcel of this process for a very long time now, and have been the one that have actually been pushing and been the intermediary between the federal team and the state team to ensure that there's no laxity and to ensure that everything has come to realization. And so this is to appreciate the Katsina State Elders Forum under the chairmanship of Maradem Katsina, Muhammadu Buhari, and particularly their secretary, Alhaji Ali Hussain Mohammed, who has actually been the one that has actually been pushing significantly to see that this has become a reality. And then every other person that has contributed one way or the other, that are too numerous for me to mention, to appreciate them and to appreciate the bride now of the groom, Muhammadu Buhari University, that we are in this together, and that hopefully within the next 6 years we will be graduating our first set of medical doctors to have qualified from the Katsina State, inshallah. Federal medical centers are tertiary hospitals like teaching hospitals, but they report to the Honorable Minister of State. Teaching hospitals are federal tertiary hospitals that report to the Senior Minister. So what has happened is that the status of the hospital has been elevated. It is now a bigger hospital and a larger hospital. The office before used to be the medical director. Now is the office of the chief medical director. Before you used to have a head of clinical services. Now you have a chairman, medical advisory committee. And before you have only one deputy head of clinical services. Now you're going to have two deputy chairman medical advisory committee. And the office of the director of administration before, when the Federal Medical Center was head of administration. Now it has been elevated to that of a director of administration. So everything about the hospital is going to become bigger and larger. Even our budgetary provision is going to increase. Our overhead allowances is going to increase. The capital allocation is going to increase. And so what the assurance that we're going to give to the people of Katsina is that what they've seen in the last 5 years will be nothing compared to what they will see in the future. Because when you have larger allocations, then they said to whom much is given, much is expected. So what they are expecting is that they are going to see more. And to assure you that the Federal Teaching Hospital Katsina has actually come of age a long time ago. I was informing His Excellency, the Governor, 2 days ago that except for certain specialties, very few, cardiothoracic surgery, maxillofacial surgery, there is no other branch of medicine that is not being practiced here in the Federal Teaching Hospital. We have specialists in all branches of medicine except maxillofacial surgery and cardiothoracic surgery. And for those two, I'm assuring you that in the next few years, they are going to be established because our cardiothoracic surgeon is in training. Has already done, I think, the 2nd year out of the 4-year training. It's not the shortage, but it's the way medical personnel are living the shores of this country. Every day you get on the print or electronic media, you hear there was one, I think 2 days ago, that the British government has commissioned more than 260 newly graduated doctors from Nigeria, which is not really fair. It is not really fair because they did not contribute to training these individuals and they're just poaching the healthcare workers that are being produced. And that is the worry now of everybody in Nigeria. The rate at which the developed world is poaching and taking away our healthcare professionals. They are taking, before they were taking only consultants. Now they are taking everybody, including fresh medical graduates. And so it's not the shortage now that is here now, it's the fact that you finish training a specialist, he has gone through 6 years of medical education, and then you've trained him for another 5-6 years to become a specialist. That is almost 12 years that the Nigerian government has put in to train him. Because you all know that nobody pays tuition fee in Nigeria. If you train your child outside, you know how much you pay for tuition fees. Everything is done for free. So government finances tuition of Nigerians to become medical experts. 12 years, 15 years, and then overnight they migrate and they become British citizens and American citizens and Canadian citizens and Australian citizens. Which I think, for me, I feel, one, the countries that are doing it is not fair on them, and then the Nigerians that are living too. The sense of patriotism and nationalism is a question. Because I mean, why should you leave your own country and go to another man's country where you'll be a second-class citizen just because they're going to give you more money? Once they use you and they finish with you, of course they abandon you. So it's my own call is for Nigerians to have more faith in our country. Nobody will fix this country but ourselves, and to stay back and let's fix our own healthcare delivery system. Not at the slightest chance you emigrate and move to the UK or to the United States or to Canada or to Australia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.